Good morning. It is Saturday. It is coming up on the Christmas holiday, but we're out one last time before that's upon us. And today we're going to do a little bit more of what I was hoping to do last week. Last week it was kind of cold and rainy, and I was fighting a cold, so it was a little bit easier said than done. This week we're going to try to get it on the backside of a pair of wetlands and look for sign in there, which is kind of what I was hoping to do last week, but it had been raining and the runoff from the stream kind of made crossing impossible. So we're going to try to get that done today, and that is the major part of our plan. So we're going to hit it. This isn't really as much a trail as bushwhacking in, but we'll see how that goes. And that is our plan, and we'll see how it plays out. We'll do some tracking while we're here. I think these are either squirrel or bunny tracks, if I'm getting those, and there's a bigger set of something down here. These, not really sure what they are. The size of the tracks, the size of the stride, maybe bobcat. Not a very big one in my opinion, but maybe. Not totally sure, but and it looks like he circled around, came back this way. We're basically tracking the guy. He's making his rounds looking for food of some kind. I'd be a lot more convinced though if it was like there was actual spray, as bobcats tend to do that to mark territory. Sorry, I forgot to recenter. Big old widowmaker came down here. Yeah, he's just kind of pacing back and forth looking for food, I guess. His tracks kind of circle through here, so he's trying to catch a squirrel or something. But go around the back side of the widowmaker rather than under it. That's usually not the best call, but and again, the blue lines on the trees are the DEP basically comes through and marks those for future timber harvests. So they claim it's to do it for the health of the forest and all that. Again, I have mixed feelings about the validity of their claims, but whatever. Mine is not the authority to tell them no. So now we're starting to parallel the, I don't know if you can see it through the trees, we're on the edge of there's like scrub brush behind the wetland over here, the first one. So we're moving into position to kind of parallel the water line, get to the other side of it. A matter of, I don't know, a few hundred yards or so. If I remember right, there may be a trail on the back side of that, and from there we're going to try to find the other wetland. It would seem that the deep freeze we had this week froze over the stream, taking that a little bit out of the equation. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Nice thing about the day, there's not a lot of wind today, so it's kind of a nice still day. Not that I'm going to sneak up on anything crunching through the icy snow like this. It's not that deep. It's basically like a dusting of snow on top of crust. So today is not a day of stealth. Something's been getting at a tree here. Right here, just a quick sign of some woodpecker activity. And we'll have a look at the wetland conditions real quick, since we're right on the edge. Maybe stop for a couple of photos at the same time. Mainly because this area looks different every time you come here during this time of the year. The conditions make it a little more unique every time. And like I said, like over here, it's like all scrub brush, if you can see that, and then there's probably a frozen stream in the middle. If I had more confidence in the waters or the ice's thickness, I would actually probably just try to do a quick traverse over there, but we're going to go around. We're going to take a short break just to get some pictures real quick. Okay, we're back. The area in here is basically a weird mix of like rodent activity, beaver activity. And by rodent, I mean like field mouse or something. I know they're real. I know beavers are rodents, referring to like smaller miscellaneous rodents. And we're going to start making our way around the edge of the pond towards the destination we had in mind today. The basis of my doing this is last year, a little later in the winter, I guess it was earlier this year, I had the drone in the air over here and attracted some attention from possible hairy folk. So they're not often here, so you jump on it when they are. And I gotta find a jumpable spot for this, because this one's not totally frozen over. So I might have to backtrack up the hill a little bit first if I can't find an easy spot. Because what is going to be rock is going to be ice covered. So bear with me. This might I might actually end the segment if this is going to require more of my attention than, or two hands rather. But pardon my snarking too, I still have cold leftovers that way. I'm gonna try there, I think. Okay, wasn't as bad as I thought. So let's continue. Second. Okay. Sorry about that. So a good marker here for navigation back to the path out. Waterline intersects with this old-timey stone wall right at the corner of the pond. So little navigation trick. Again, this is something the structure folks might find interesting. I don't. Because the thing is about this, this is a down tree, came in here, and then some people piled some stuff up in here for whatever reason. But it's not a shelter in my opinion. I don't know what would shelter in there. The other thing is a lack of tracks to give any actual evidence towards that, but from the other side, kind of the weird stacking of sticks and the like. So, but and again, just to make it clear, I have no ambitions of sneaking up on anything with a crunch factor in the snow. But as it is kind of not deep snow, it's easy to navigate for the most part, which is not a bad thing. You can kind of cover ground fairly quickly and see what the terrain is. Deeper snow kind of makes that a little more hazardous potentially, because you don't always know if there's a gap in space along something like this log I'm about to step over. Sometimes you punch through, and where you thought you were on solid ground, you go down about half a foot sometimes, maybe more. Today, not so much though. Alright, so we're at another corner of the pond. And if I remember right, there's another stream, small one, to cross over. But so far, good conditions for achieving our navigational goal. Based on what I saw the last time, it wasn't worth the effort from the other side. Moving south to north only because I think we just came up on, yeah, moose tracks. Nope, those are deer tracks. Big ones though. Thought it was a moose, small for a moose, big for a buck, so probably a good sized buck. But like here is the corner of the wetland. Again, we're behind a bunch of scrub brush. So we're going to see if we can I keep wanting to say these are moose tracks, but the curvature of the hoof configuration is deer. So there's the stream. This shouldn't be a problem though. Okay, we'll do this. Ow. The branch is whipping at you. Just got a mine on it. Okay. So far, something was digging here. Something was digging here for something. So I'm not sure what that was, but there are tracks there. What do we got? Set of tracks here, but they're too distorted by melt and refreeze to really older ones, so I'm not really sure what I'm following now. It might still be that same bobcat, but I seem to have found the neighborhood game trail. Sorry, one quick adjustment. Okay. The other nice thing is, when I first left this morning, I thought it was going to be a colder day, given that when I left it was still in the teens. It's actually warming up a little bit to become, I don't know, for this time of year, I don't know what part of the country you're from or what you consider your normal, but today it's going to be about somewhere between 27 and 30, which isn't too bad. And again, we're paralleling the trail, or the tracks, and I have had some wood knocking potentially in this area in the last 2 months anyway. So we'll see what's going on back here on our way to the other. We're actually getting fairly close to that. So we seem to be on the right track. Let's try to keep the hilliness in check, but quick scenic pan, pond side and backside, small hill, opens up a little bit this time of year. It's basically pine forest that we're in. Going over a small bluff here. So let me get a quick positional read on where we are. And for those of you wondering why I may not have a compass, this is local vigilance. I've known this area for years, and I know that sounds amazingly arrogant, but the way out is basically following my tracks back, so, and then intersecting with that old stone wall, and then it's not really that big a deal. There's a, where is it? I guess it doesn't really zoom in that well. Big scenic rock on a hill. As exciting as that is, we are very close to our destination at this point, although it might get a little steeper getting in here from the look of it, but that's all right. So from a vantage point, I don't know if you can see the Beaver Lodge out there, but we're on the backside now, making our way that way. I'm surprised. I'm actually should probably be looking out more for tracks too, because this, if they're going to pass through here, this is a nice level place between two ponds right here. I would think they'd be in here somewhere. But so we are actually coming up on the parallel. Actually, I can see the open wetland over there. So we're going to go through there, over there. It looks like it opens up. And kind of get a read on things once we're there. Given the conditions, this is actually taking less time to get over here than I expected to. I always assume that the area up north of where I live is going to have more snow. Today that isn't really the case. I have a little more, but not enough to really warrant a lot of extra effort. But I can sort of see the other wetland from kind of have to go around this little rock field though, but that's okay. Through here we're coming up on it. Pond number one. Yep, we are entering this weird little area between the two. Not really seeing a lot of track activity though.